I'll just be real, I call myself the Black Larry David. You get a lot. I'm gonna tell you the story that led up to that night of the fight. We fight fiends. The fight was scheduled, and for some odd reason, I allowed myself to go to a friend's birthday party on the night of the fight. So I'm trying to schedule everything so it can line up with me still ending up seeing the fight. So, people don't show fights no more hardly. Only select places in a fight like this.
Especially not that fight.
Not
had no
that
distribution.
Right. So, the party's at Lucky Strike. And Lucky Strike in Philadelphia is a place, it's like one of these upscale bowling alleys where they have drinks and stuff. The party's supposed to start at 9. They didn't get started until about 9:40. So immediately I get frantic when I'm walking in the door. I put money in the meter. And I don't even want to get into the whole other place where Lucky Strike is located. If anybody's in Philadelphia, it's kind of located near the Rainbow Coalition. So
Jesse Jackson got offices around there?
I don't know anything about that. But there's a lot of rainbows.
Talk, yeah.
There's a lot of rainbows on the sides of the area where Lucky Strike is located. So I put money in the meter specifically for the amount of time I'm supposed to be in there. The place, though, they come in there late. We in there late, so I got to run back out with my bowler shoes on. I get harassed by the guards. I got to put meters in the Rainbow Coalition area where, there's a lot of, it's an electric circus type atmosphere out there. So, come back, I'm sweating, I get arguments with my wife because I'm trying to get out of there. Then, here's the catcher, my wife don't like strip clubs. I don't know too many wives that do. Some don't. Everybody from the party was going to watch the fight at the strip club afterwards. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Womp, womp, womp.
What would Larry do?
He can put together a flurry and put the champion away. But no one's ever been able to do that.
You never will conquer the champion.
Guess this is our coffee with cold cream. We're gonna call it coffee with Docs asleep. Wow,
Did he trademark that thing?
The coffee with cold train?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know I trademarked earmuffs.
Cause I could do
Bernard and Roy Jones.
the snoozer.
Big dramatic rematch.
The big climatic, epic fight of the millennium.
Yeah, huge
Fight
fight.
of the decade. Everybody was, so highly anticipating. I mean, what is there to talk about other than, now you got Richard Schaefer and Oscar De La Hoya on bad terms with Bernard Hopkins because he thinks that they're trying to force him out of the game because he put up a lackluster performance.
I refer to that fight as like the artist side of Def Jam doing his indie record, putting out a record on his own, not satisfied with the sales and started blaming all the record companies. This fight ended with us worrying about two people who gave us a lot of great bouts, worrying about their future. Roy doesn't need to fight anymore. We've been saying this for years. We're worried about Roy continuing on. We don't know why he's continuing. We think I thought Roy was making double-digit million-dollar fights in the 90s fighting tomato cans. I don't know what's going on, but now
I don't think Roy needs the money. He's cool. Like he's one of the few athletes, and I say athletes. I'm not saying boxing. I'm saying athletes that actually made money, made really, really good money to be comfortable for the rest of his life, and he never lived beyond his means. So he still got a lot of the money. He's not like some of these ball players.
Why is he fighting?
I don't know why Roy's fighting. I think what the thing is when you're an elite athlete and you've been competitive for so long and you perform at a certain level,
yeah,
you get used and you get accustomed to the high of
there has to be
competition.
More. Michael Jordan, there has to be more.
If Mike can't keep, if you probably let him, he probably will come back.
That's
again.
the difference between team sports. You won't get a job, and then in boxing, if Mike was a boxer, he'll still be fighting.
Wade Vander still trying to fight, and
he fought too.
He fought Francois Botha. But I'm saying the Wade Vander's still trying to fight.
You remember that when Mike hit him with that?
Was it the White Buffalo?
Oh yeah.
I mean, Evander still want to get fights with the Klitschko's. He's 47. But no, I want to still keep fighting. Like these dudes, they're gonna end up pushing for like a senior circuit.
We've been saying we don't want Roy to fight anymore, but since the Calzaghe fight, we've been noticing Bernard getting tired in the ring, and he's starting not to be able to do these 12 rounds, man. And everybody's like, we want Bernard to stop as well.
I think Bernard got to stop because, like, it's clearly like
He doesn't have the stamina anymore.
I mean, he's fighting Roy Jones. He's not fighting Chad Dawson. He's not fighting what's my man, Danny Green that beat Roy.
Right.
He's not fighting those dudes. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting a washed up over the hill type of fighter. You know, now he wants to fight the winner of David Hay and Ruiz. I guess he's gonna fight David Hay. I don't think he's gonna fight David Hay. Golden Boy's not gonna let that happen. And it's like, you know, Bernard is a great fighter. You know, there's nothing bad we can say about the guy, but
comes a time
when, you know, your legacy is best served with, you know, you walking away where people can still remember the great things you did in the ring.
We're going to talk about the events this weekend. Andre Berto versus Carlo Quintana. A good fight. Other than Berto getting dropped in the first round, that calling it a slip instead of a knockdown. I think Berto had his hands full with Quintana, a very slick and, you know, a good boxer, left-handed boxer that gave him some angles, gave him some trouble early on. But Berto did a good job. He was patient. He found him later on in the fight, and he eventually stopped him. So I thought that was a pretty good fight. I thought Berto would like to see him with the likes of like a Shane Mosley, Mayweather, or Pacquiao. But I think it's time for him to come up now. I think it's time for him to really get in there with the big guys, get some consolidation with the belts. As far as the belts is concerned, get those belts all consolidated. And so we want to see some good things happening in the welterweight division.
The infamous words of Larry Merchant: "He's a beautiful man, but not a beautiful fighter." Shout out to Andre Berto versus
Carlos Quintana. I mean, I told type of dialogue we had leading up to this fight with Train and Ride or Die. I was saying Quintana's been shot. You know, he got lucky against Paul Williams. He's a shot fighter.
Who you think caused his demise? You think it's
Cotto.
Cotto.
When he went and stepped in the ring with Cotto hit him with some wicked body shots.
Right.
You know, I think that was more Paul. Actually, he exposed Paul a little bit, but I think a lot of it was more Paul's lack of preparation and lack of training and lack of focus.
And the Mohawk. You gotta blend it, Paul. Me and Big Mike had a conversation about who started the Mohawk. It actually started from a man from Aaron 1. He had the raw bone one just like Paul did.
You mean after Mr. T and all of that? You talking about?
Yeah, after Mr. T.
Yeah, modern day.
Modern day was him. I forgot who it was. Fans out there, let me know. Then Puffy took it and made a commercial. He blended it. He made it a more. Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
People failed to realize they both under the Bella. You know, the Bella fighter. The Bella was just trying to get him some work in. You know, keep him looking. You know, keep him from being rusty. And he still gets dropped.
You talking about Berto?
Yeah, he still gets dropped.
Yeah, two things with this fight. First of all, I don't think Quintana is that much of a shot fighter. I just don't think he was ever built to deal with this level of competition. And I don't want to take nothing away from Berto because Berto didn't do necessarily the blueprint of what Cotto did, but that pressure with Quintana, the body shots up top, you know, I just think that eventually wears him down. The second thing is, you know, ever since Berto was hurt, he has yet to face a puncher. Who hurt him? Was that Estrada?
Maybe Estrada hurt him.
Yeah.
Cosmo Rivera.
Yeah, ever since he's been hurt, and I take it because I'm gonna get to my point. Because Berto reminds me of a Shane Mosley without the power. His feet aren't as fast either, but their styles are similar. It's not a dominating jab; it's a jab that tries to set things up. Big wild punches. Shane just has blinding and powerful, you know, power behind his punch. Berto is more war of attrition, and he doesn't have the granite chin.
And they both got suspect defense.
They fight with their chin out. But Shane can afford to because he has granite countertops. And Berto,
how much of that is gin and juice?